What's going on, guys? Hope you're having a great day out there. That's right, guys. This is part 3 of the new Kraton XL M2C beefcake build. And guys, today we're going to start working on the front end. We got the rear end done the other day. Got the back end all together. The only thing I'm missing still are the rear drive shafts, or the front and rear drive shafts from M2C Racing. I'm putting on the beefcake drive shafts on here. And the only thing left for the back end, and the back end will be complete. And the last things we got, the center diff mounted up, battery box, servo. I got one of the Power HD servos in here. I also got in just the other day the new front bumper. I got one of the EXB Super Basher bumper. These bumpers hold up great, so I got one of those on there. Got one ordered. But guys, I also decided to order something else right after the last video. I've never tried a set of these on any of my Success cars, but these are the Hot Racing ball type aluminum shock end for any of the Success Armas. I haven't used any of these. I've never tried them, but this is always one of the big weak spots. It's a quick, bash day ender, or breaking these ends off of here. I mean, you can change them out easy enough, but I've never tried the aluminum version, so I figured, on this build, we're going to give them a try. So I'm going to change out the backs because I still have the stock plastic ones on the back. So I'm going to put the aluminum ones on there. We're going to get these fitted up, see how they fit, see how they look, and hopefully they work out good. I also got a set for the front and the rear. But guys, we're going to get working on the front end, getting the differential case switched over to the Hot Racing diff case. Also got the Hot Racing axle carriers here for the front, because this is always something that has, recently especially, has turned into a big pain with always blowing out the pillow ball. So anyway, guys, we got a bunch of other good M2C parts we're going to be slapping on this thing. But anyway, let's get working on the front end and get this part complete. Like I said, in the other one, we'll kind of bring you back in different stages as bits and pieces get put on. I'm not going to bore you with step-by-step stuff here, so let's get moving. Well, I'm getting the first shock end mounted up here on the back end, just changing these over. They look snazzy. They fit up nicely. And guys, if you don't have yourselves one of these tools, get yourself one. The shock tools, they are great for holding your shocks. You don't damage your shock rods. And they come in handy for grabbing all kinds of smooth surfaces that you need to get grip on. So for like 12, 15 bucks, but a great pair of, a great add-on tool to the kit. So definitely recommend picking some up. Real quickly, the fitment of these are very nice. I didn't realize when I first purchased them that this end was threaded too here. And this actually screws into your spring retainer. It's hard to do it with one hand. But anyway, these actually screw together and lock together as one, which is nice. Because you know how these things like to take hard hits and then you lose your shock retainer, or it blows off, or, it ends up coming halfway off. So that's kind of nice. I like the design. We'll see how she works out. Like I said, I've never used them before, but so far, so good. Well, got all the new shock rod ends on there. They fit up great. They look nice, and hopefully they prove to hold up better than the plastic. Definitely like the design, the way that everything kind of screws together and locks in there. Nice, very tight fit, so can't be too bad. Hopefully they work out great. But all right, guys, well, now we're going to move on to the front end and start dismantling this, because a lot of this is all getting changed out. All right, well, I decided to start tearing into the front here, and got the new M2C Racing acronym plate mounted up on here, and I forgot I ordered a whole brand new servo saver and front end steering linkage for this car quite a while ago. So this is a brand new one, all new, shiny, not used. And then I attached the new M2C Racing acronym plate to this thing. So everything is, as much as I can on this build, I'm trying to replace with either brand new or better parts. Most of it's a lot of upgrades, obviously. But, like I said, I wanted to try and make this thing the best version of this. I know some people could go out there and go really crazy with this thing and do tons of carbon fiber or start with a brand new car. I'm going to start with something I already had and just try and make it a little better, guys. But anyway, she's all ready to go. We got this piece together. So now I'm going to go ahead and switch out the differential with the new Hot Racing diff case and get all the hinge pins mounted up and all that. And I'll bring you guys back when I get that done. I just noticed this, guys. This was my front drive shaft after the last time I had this out. This is why the beefcake drive shafts are definitely a huge plus, because they lot less tendency to bend there, especially in the middle, because that's where the M2C ones are a lot thicker and you don't have that issues. But let's get to work. Getting everything transferred over to the new front diff. Got brand new bearings in there, new gear. Everything's all Loctited down. So It's coming along nicely. The front diff was actually not changed out too long ago in this thing, but everything still looks really good. Put some fresh grease on there. See if we need to use 3 shims on the front also, but it's coming along. That's Loctite, not blood. Guys, well, the front end is all together. Well, for the most part. Got the new differential mounted up. We got the M2C Racing locking hinge pin kit on here, and everything fit up just beautiful. Everything moves so nice and free, everything but the tight. It doesn't have that slop and wobble in it anymore. So really great fitment on that. I just got to throw a little bit of oil in the diff, and she's pretty much ready to go. Also, I did need to put 3 shims in the front also to make it nice and tight. So it was 3 shims front and rear on this one. So everything fit up pretty nicely with that. Next, we are going to work on the last couple things I can until I get my drive shafts for the front and rear from M2C. I'm going to get the beefcake drive shafts. So I'm waiting for those to show up, and then I can finish up completely the front and the rear. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the aluminum axle carriers, get these mounted up on here. Because this, like I said, these are always been an issue with pillow balls constantly blowing out. And so far, I haven't had any new issues or different problems happening after doing this. A lot of times you'll put some parts or an aluminum part in certain places of plastic, and then you start breaking other things. Now, I haven't encountered this, so it definitely seems like it's been a good upgrade, and not having to put in pillow balls every 10 minutes is a huge plus. We're also going to go ahead and get the steering arm and acronym and the service saver and all this whole setup in there and mount it up on here. Next, and then we're going to get the new front M2C Racing shock tower on here. And guys, this is just beautiful. I mean, the machining that they do on their products is just phenomenal. I mean, it is top notch. And again, huge shout out to Mitch and Avery Lupo, guys, for the products you guys put out there and the care with getting stuff tested out properly ahead of time and making sure that it's good to go before it hits, you know, the customer's hands. And guys, if you guys ever have any problems with an M2C product, just send them an email or a message. They will answer you back, and they will make it right. You know, you ever do break something, bend something, or have some sort of issues, you know, shoot them a message, shoot Avery a Mitchell message, and I'm sure they will take care of you. But anyway, guys, let's get working. We are making some headway. We got the left side done, all hooked up. I'm going to go ahead and get the shock tower mounted up here so I can get the rest of this together. But as you can see, I just pulled the pin out, but I'm waiting for the drive shafts. But got the M2C Racing +5 hex adapters on there. Everything's fit and so smooth on all this stuff. You know, everything plays really nice between the hot racing parts and the M2C. Everything works together really nicely. So next, I'm going to go ahead and just get this last steering arm hooked up to the acronym arm here. And then I'm ready for the shock tower, and I can go ahead and tighten up the pillow balls. And guys, she's coming along. I think the last thing I'm going to work on before I finish this video out is do the shocks. I already showed you the back, so I'll just go ahead and do them, put them together, and show it when it's done, I guess. But she's coming together, guys. The front definitely takes the most amount of time, just changing stuff over, getting everything torn apart. There's a few more bits and pieces, and plus since I'm changing out the carriers, you know, it's a little more time. But she's coming along beautiful, guys. And this thing, I think, is going to be a beast. Still can't figure out what power system I want to put in this, but we're going to make it fun. She's looking pretty good. Got everything assembled except the shocks at this point. Got everything all mounted up. Got the front shock tower brace mounted up on there. I also did mount up, and I forgot to mention, but this top hinge pin holder. On any 6S car, this is probably the most important. If you're going to buy one part for that car, right off the bat, get this. It's the 3114 for the from M2C Racing under the 6S line. It is this top hinge pin, as you can see, and this thing breaks if you breathe on it wrong, and then your hinge pin blows out. So guys, for a few bucks, get this thing, upgrade it, change it out. Do yourself a favor. It won't you know, help you not have those early bash days because of something stupid like that. So definitely a very important upgrade on any of the 6S line. Every single one of my cars has that changed out on it, and I've never had another problem with it. But I'm going to work on the shocks, get these rebuilt, get the new M2C Racing emulsion shock caps, valve kit, and the hot racing shock rod ends on here, and get this thing finished. He is finally all together, guys. We got everything all bolted up on here. The front end is completely back together. Everything is nice and tight. I'm going to throw a little bit of grease in the diff now, and we're going to bolt it up to the front of the car. And this will be one more piece attached to the chassis, but everything came out beautiful. Everything is so nice and tight and snug again. Nothing's all wobbly and a bunch of play. It's nice. This thing is going to be beautiful. And guys, it has been a blast. I've been thoroughly enjoying this down here, rebuilding this thing and starting from scratch, because it's close to, you know, building a car from scratch. I mean, I've tearing every bit down of this thing and redoing it, and it has been awesome. But getting her fitted up with some really great parts here from M2C Racing. And I got some hot racing stuff on here. So only thing left, we're going to get this thing bolted up the chassis now. And I think we're going to finish up this video and call it a night. So I want to know who caught my mistake before I did. I wasn't even paying attention when I mounted up the servo. But I had it going the wrong way, guys. If I don't, this will be the third installment. So there's still one video that I haven't posted by this time. And if I don't see any comments with anybody calling me out on this, I will be completely blown away. That's what happens when you work on stuff late at night after a day of work. Oh, guys, you know when you start working on something and pieces just start falling into place and you're like, oh, I can get one more piece done. Oh, I can get one more piece done. Oh, that's just what happened, as you can tell. I just started working on a few different things. I got, obviously, the front end bolted up. We got the center brace in here. We got the rear and front drive shaft in here. This thing rolls smooth as butter, guys. Now, obviously, I threw the guitars on here right now, just kind of messing around. I'm looking at some different ideas. Obviously, these wheel nuts don't work too well on these kind of tires. But I don't know what I'm going to do just yet as far as wheels. I'm just looking at getting some ideas. But, guys, we got the EXB bumper mounted up on here. Everything fit up beautifully. Got all that together. The only thing I still got to do is put the screws in all of my steering linkage. I'm going to throw those in here probably tonight. But also got the M2C Racing ESC plate in here. And everything else is, I got the servo mounted up on here the correct way. And everything's going together very smoothly, guys. The suspension so far just feels so nice and plush. Beautiful feeling suspension on this thing. But we're going to continue on in the next video with getting side skirts, braces, tower braces, and some other odds and ends in here, and getting the wing and kind of everything together minus the electronics on the next video. I'm probably going to get the electronics ordered, and we'll see what's coming or what we got going for this thing. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoying the little build process here and as it goes along. And this thing should be a beast when she's all done. But that's going to do it, guys. Thank you all for stopping by and checking out the video. I always appreciate the support. But until next time, y'all be safe. Be careful out there. Peace out, everybody.